I'm a really big fan of the Jaybird X3. They're usually on sale for $100. They sound great, their build quality is decent, and their battery life is okay. But I don't know what's a bigger disappointment, Star Wars The Last Jedi or the Jaybird RUN. I feel the Jaybird RUN were rushed out the door, and even though they've been on the market for a few months now, they still have their issues. The Jaybird RUN were released in the fall of 2017 and retails for $179.99, a pretty fair premium over the older Jaybird X3, which retails for $129.99, but are usually on sale for $100. Even if the Jaybird RUN were on sale for the same price as the X3, I still wouldn't get them in their current state. If you want to pick up the Jaybird X3, I'll have a link in the description below, and if you use the link, it really helps out the channel. Just a quick rundown of what you get with the Jaybird RUN. You get your carrying case that also charges the earbuds, you get a total of 4 pairs of ear fins, you get a total of 4 pairs of silicone ear tips, 2 pairs are oval and 2 pairs are round, you get a short mic USB cable for charging, and a classic Jaybird carrying pouch. But surprisingly, you don't get compliant ear tips, which are one of the reasons why I like the Jaybird X3 so much. So here's the biggest problem with the Jaybird RUN. They suffer from rampant connectivity issues, and if I remember correctly, this is one of the reasons why the AirPods were first delayed. When I first got the Jaybird RUN and opened the Jaybird app, I first got a notification that there was a firmware update for the RUN, but since it meant downloading an app on my computer and directly connecting the Jaybird RUN's case to my computer, I was like, ignore it. Ain't nobody got time for that. So I went a few days with the original 1.0.4 firmware, and it was awful. I couldn't get through a single song without either of the earbuds disconnecting, mainly the left earbud. So eventually I was like, okay, let's get the new firmware. And although it was easy to install, it kind of took me back to 2011 when I had to physically connect my iPhone 4S to my computer to get the newest iOS update. After installing the new firmware update, there was a significant improvement. Connectivity was much more stable, but it still wasn't as good as any of the other wireless earbuds I've tested. Just keep in mind, the right earbud on the RUN is the master and the left earbud is the slave. If you move your head a certain angle, then the left earbud will lose connection. If you cover the right earbud too much, then the left earbud will lose connection. And I even found that placing your phone in your left pocket will cause the earbuds to lose connection in some cases. There's only so much software can do, but I think this is a hardware issue, but I would love to be proven wrong. But the Jaybird RUN also feature the worst amount of latency I've seen in a long time. The AirPods have almost no latency, while most other wireless earbuds I've tested have about a half second or less of latency, so some people can ignore it. But the Jaybird RUN have like 2 seconds of latency, and personally, I can't watch YouTube videos with this. I mean, this is just... that's insane. But connectivity issues isn't the only gripe I have with the Jaybird RUN. Their carrying case is among the cheapest and flimsiest I've tested so far. I am highly concerned that this lid is just going to eventually end up snapping off. The earbuds also aren't magnetically aligned to their case like most other wireless earbuds, and this is one of those small things you're really going to miss when you don't have it anymore. Since the earbuds don't magnetically attach themselves to their case, I notice I drop these earbuds way more frequently when I'm taking them out or putting them back into their case while at the gym. And putting earbuds into your ear after they were on the gym floor is just disgusting, and I also think it's dangerous. Battery life on the Jaybird RUN is pretty fair. When you put them on, they will verbally tell you their current battery status, and through the Jaybird app, you can see how much battery each earbud has. But when it comes to performance, I go to the gym 4 times a week for 2 hours, and Jaybird claims the earbuds can hold a 4-hour charge, and the case adds another 8 hours. And that's roughly what I've been getting. Usually by the 5th workout day, I have to put these guys back on the charger. Now, I'm not completely hating on the Jaybird RUN. They have a few good things going for them. The Jaybird RUN are very low profile when you stick them into your ears, and with the Jaybird RUN, you have a lot of combination options when it comes to tips and ear fins. And once you find that perfect combination, they fit very well. The fins keep them locked in place, and their low mass means they won't wiggle out like the Bose Sound Sport Free if you're moving around too much. One of the things that always made Jaybird special as a brand is their sound quality, and just like the X3, the RUN sound great if they manage to keep a connection. And you can make them sound however you like through the Jaybird app. If you listen to a lot of hip-hop, you can make them bass heavy, or if you want, you can really bring the vocals out. But the only problem is that they don't get too loud. So this might be a problem if you work out at a gym that really likes to play Havana at max volume over and over and over again. The Jaybird RUN also has some really easy to use buttons that don't require a lot of effort to press. If you press once on the right earbud, you'll play or pause your music, and double pressing will skip a track. And if you press the left button once, you'll activate Siri, but Siri will only talk to you through the right earbud. But unfortunately, triple pressing doesn't go back a track, which is something I really want to see. Jaybird also gives you the option to make the left button lower your volume and make the right button raise the volume. But in most cases, I just prefer the default settings. Okay, and here's a microphone test for the Jaybird RUN, and I actually think it sounds pretty good. But this audio clip is being recorded by the microphones on the Jaybird RUN, so you can be the judge of that. The Jaybird RUN have some really good things going for them. They are very low profile, they are very lightweight, and they give you a lot of customization options when it comes to finding your perfect fit. They sound good, but at the expense of volume. But their battery life is just good enough. But their rampant connectivity issues is just not acceptable for a company like Jaybird in a highly saturated market. I can't recommend the Jaybird RUN in their current state. If they release a new firmware update, then I'll give them another try. But for the Jaybird RUN 2, they need to fix the connection issues, improve the carrying case with a sturdy hinge and magnets for the earbuds, they need to improve the drivers and battery life, and they need to swap out the micro USB port on the charging case for a USB-C port. Hey, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. It helps out more than you realize. For more product reviews and deal alerts, check out jimcaddy.net. If you want to support the channel, pick up a shirt, and I'll catch you next time.